What's going on YouTube? Freemanzai here, and I've got something that I've been wanting to show you guys for so long now. And since Dreadicone isn't here right now to interrupt me, I figured I'd go ahead and do that. But just basically show you guys some of the builds that I find like to be the most funnest, most badass shit. Just like, it'll be like, pilly 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 pow! And it'll be like, damn. But yeah, I figure like in the meantime, I've been wanting to upload these Borderlands 2 builds that no one's ever really talked about or uploaded on YouTube or like talked about in the forums. So I figured I'd go ahead and do that. And since the new DLC just came out with the level cap increase and the pearlescent weapons that came out April 2nd, I believe, I figured I'd go ahead and do that. And so what I'll do is I'll talk about what I did and why I did it and what I chose and why I chose it, and I'll show a little bit of gameplay at the very end. So let's just get right to it. But alright, this is basically my Rough Riding Commando. Now this character is just built off of gun damage, just massive gun damage with a little bit of health regeneration. And this build, you don't ever have to rely on your saber turret, but it's nice once you get your saber turret out, you kick even more ass. It's just disgusting like how good this build is. Like when I play this build, I think of like a fucking covert op agent just like hauling ass, like pow pow, fucking drop them, pow pow, drop them. Two in the body, one in the head, right? But no, yeah, I use the Rough Riding shield. It's a damage resistant 20% max health increase. But what's really interesting is like each character each character has an ability to where once their shields are completely depleted, they get like some sort of boost, like fire rate boost, gun damage boost, speed boost. And the Commandos is right here. You gain bonus gun damage and melee damage while your shields are depleted. Now, skills like this are going to be our bread and butter for this build right here. Anything with gun damage. So actually what I do, I think I'll just go from one tree to the other. Obviously, we'll put our 1 point in there so we'll put 1 point into saber turret so we can get down into the rest. But one of our very first bread and butter skills is the gun damage and melee damage. I mean, it's just, you put 5 points into that. It says 10 for me because of my legendary class mod. It gives me 5 extra points. So it's right now giving me 40% and 30% melee, which is just amazing. That is free right there. We absolutely need that for this build. Like I said, this is our bread and motherfucking butter. We will fucking destroy faces. And next is expertise. I only put 1 point into this. I mean, my weapon swap speed and aim speed, I figured just 1 point, get the 5 extra points out of the class mod. Might as well utilize that class mod to its full potential. And I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, it's always nice. Plus 84, plus 84, plus 42%. I mean, that's just awesome. Now moving on to the next, Metal Storm kill skill. This is another like amazing skill too. After killing an enemy, it increases fire rate and recoil by 60% and 75% recoil reduction. That is just awesome. More bullets and more accuracy basically. And another one of our bread and butter ones is while our saber turret is deployed, you deal increased damage. I mean, that's one, like I said, another one of our bread and butter. That's 30% gun damage right there we want, and it throws in a little extra melee and grenade damage, which it's not bad. It's nice. Now I decided to go with longbow turret since this level cap came. I was like, I don't really like find my turret getting destroyed too much, but I wouldn't mind deploying it at a longer distance, and it just gave it that extra health. So I just said, why not? 1 more point. But if you wanted to, you didn't want to use that, you may want to try investing it into another skill like steady here. Reduces recoil with all weapon types and increases grenade damage and rocket launcher damage, which is it's a good skill and everything. Don't get me wrong. I just decided to go with full into this and 1 into longbow, just so I could get down here, so I could use duty calls, which increases the gun damage and fire rate of non-elemental guns. Now most of the weapons I use are explosive, but every now and then I do like to switch out and just have fun. Like I said, this build is just about utilizing all the max gun damage I can. And after I put 3 points into this, we get to go down into Ranger. Makes you better at just about everything, and it does not lie. I love this skill. This is, like I said, another one of our bread and butters. Now before before the level cap and everything, I wouldn't have had this skill lit up. I would have had on the left one lit up, the Crisis Manager, which is what this build is based around, that skill right there. Since the level cap increased, I was like, you know what? I've been having a lot of fun with this build. I don't have to rely on the turret whatsoever, but I figured, you know what? I'll just dump that 1 point into the Saber Turret Nuclear Blast because it's always nice and it does a decent bit amount of damage. For me, I usually do around 1000k damage and then it sets them on fire. So it's actually a really good skill. But I mean, like I said, we focus on the gun damage skills on this one, and yeah, it's just amazing. But going over to Gorilla, we put 1 point in to increases your reload speed, which is amazing. The more bullets, the faster you can reload, the faster you can shoot, the faster you just fucking destroy, turn their heads into canoes. It's fucking pow! But yeah, I just put 5 points into that to like get the fullest maximum potential out of that. Thanks, Kid Funky Fried. And then we'll move on to the next one. Sentry increases the number of shots, but in fire in each burst, and also increases your saber turret's duration. Now this is a really good skill. I decided to get the full 5 points into this because Sentry works extremely well with this skill right here. While your saber turret is deployed, you deal increased damage. The longer it's deployed, the longer amount of time you get that gun damage bonus. So that is like an extremely good skill to have with this build. Now, just putting 5 points into one of these will get you onto tier 2, but I decided these two really, I could care less about the accuracy of my saber turret. I just need it out there for that gun damage. Like I said, this is a build that's based off of gun damage. I don't have to rely on my turret to do the damage for me. And then improves your shield recharge rate and recharge delay. We don't have a shield. We use the Rough Rider, so I didn't see any point whatsoever to put points into these two. Now moving down, putting 5 more points, or just 10 points into these two will get us down to tier 3. Kill skill, killing an enemy increases your gun damage and movement speed for a short time. Now, this is another one of our bread and butter skills. Killing in every time we get a kill, we get that extra movement speed and extra gun damage. And that's why I say this build reminds me of like a covert op, kind of like badass agent, hauling ass, like juking and diving. You'll see once I show game footage. No, Kid Funky Fried, I'm not going to talk to you right now. And then moving on, like I said, like just juking and diving and fucking just blowing people's heads off. It is just amazing. We'll just say that's constant damage. At the end of it, I'll show how all the collective gun damage bonuses I get at the end, and then once I say if I get a kill and then I throw the saber turret out, I'll show how much gun damage I'm doing. Now moving on to the next one. Well, I mean, if I put 5 points into this, it moves us on down to here. Grenader increases the maximum number of grenades you can carry. It's a good skill, don't get me wrong, and there's actually another vid I wanted to do about just this skill, but it's not for this video or this build in my opinion. I could have went for Scorched Earth, which just adds the multi rocket pads, but I didn't find it necessary. I noticed when I had the rockets on, like I said, I use explosive damage weapons, and this is like a covert op, like kind of amazing sneaky pistol build, and here in a minute I'll show you what weapons I used and why I used it. But I usually try sniping with this build with the Cobra, and I noticed with the rockets would be exploding on people, and I couldn't like really see their faces, and I already suck at sniping. It's pretty fucking bad how bad I need someone to train me. But the rockets just kept on getting in my way. I couldn't see their faces. And I decided to put, since the Commando has mainly all shield regeneration and everything, and this is the only health regeneration, and we really don't have any health regeneration, we definitely need 5 points into this. Damaging an enemy causes you to regenerate health for a few seconds, which is amazing, and this works extremely well with any weapon that can like set them on fire, shock them, corrode them, or slag them, because it starts the timer over, and I'll show you here in a little bit. Also with grenades too that deal constant damage. But putting 5 points into this gets us down to our main skill that this build is built around. You gain bonus gun damage and melee damage while your shields are depleted. Now our shields are always depleted because of this baby right here. I love this shield, and since it's always depleted, we get that extra gun damage and melee damage. and it is just amazing. And after we fill this out, we get a adds. I figured this is such a good skill and such a good high damage build. You know why? Let's just slag everything too while we're at it. And since slag deals basically means you deal double damage. Well, actually, it was just announced that slag actually deals about 4 times more damage. Let me correct that. Yeah, it deals about 4 times more damage with your weapons, and it's out, and it lasts about 4 times longer, I think. So that is always just an added bonus. But I will show like how much damage I'm doing with a sniper while an opponent is slagged and with an opponent who isn't slagged. And it is just amazing how much damage I do while opponent is slagged. It is just nasty good. But finally we come over and we put the rest of the points, 1 point into or actually we put 4 points into healthy here. Increases your maximum health. I figured, you know what? Well, we got the Rough Rider on. We got 4 points left. We might as well just put them into healthy. You don't have to like increase your maximum health, but I found it just a little bit necessary since all we're gonna have is our health. As you can see, all we have is our health, no shield or anything. But yeah, I think that's it for the skill tree. Let me talk about the weapons I used and why I used them for a bit here. Now, with this new DLC that came out recently, the level cap has been increased, and pearlescent guns are out. Ultimate Vault Hunter mode is extremely challenging. So before, I wouldn't have ever really used slag. I mean, before when I was level 50, I used double up and slag the enemies for me. But now in Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, there's no way. I have to slag everything. You don't have to really, but it's just so nice to just basically turn their fucking heads into canoes. So I go with the slow hand just because it has such a high chance of slag, and it shoots 3 of the bullets out that could slag him here. And it's got like a really nice blast radius, as you can see there. Once I slag him, I'll switch over to my Unkempt Herald and it's just massive damage. Alright, so I go with the slow hand, double penetrating, Unkempt Herald, the Tum Tum Cobra. Now this sniper, I swear to God, there's something they're not telling us about this sniper. So I'll do massive fucking critical hits. I mean, like you'll see here in a little bit, in between 6 million to 7 fucking million thousand damage. That's yeah, 7 million. And then the Norfleet, the good old explosive Norfleet, for once we get down, this would just be called the second winder. It's just, you just get a random shot off. You are going to get up with this. Now, since we don't have much health regeneration, I went with the explosive Kiss of Death. You can go with the O negative, that also regenerates health. But I figured the explosive Kiss of Death, it always homes in on somebody and sucks on them for a little bit. That's right. That sounded a little something. But the explosive Kiss of Death seeks out its enemy and then explodes, and you get a bunch of health back basically. But be careful when you're playing with friends, or if your turret's out. I just found out recently it'll heal your turret too, which is, it's alright. But and then I go with the explosive damage relic. Now there's a couple options you could use for this relic. For a different relic, you could go with the Blood of Terramorphous or the Blood of the Seraphs. If you find yourself getting dropped too much or just dying too much, or you just don't have enough like health regeneration, which I've done before and they worked perfectly. It's just I figured I'd go with the explosive damage since I've been still testing it. And the legendary class mod is just amazing. It adds another gun damage bonus, more fire rate, and more cooldown rate, and it's actually one of the better class mods in my opinion. Damage relic combined with this actually does increase the damage of the Cobra, even though it doesn't say it deals explosive damage, which I will actually show and prove here in a second. I'll take a second. Yeah, I figured before I go show you the some of the damage output this build can do, I forgot to mention the some of the options for the shield. If you don't like the Rough Rider, how it doesn't have any kind of shield capacity, and you want to use a shield that has a shield capacity, I'd highly recommend the B. The B can give you an enormous amount of bonus amp damage, which is just basically more damage for your bullets. It's extra gun damage, which is really, really nice. And it can, and at times, or most of the time, it'll out damage this build right here. But the only downside is with the B shield is that when you're in a hectic situation, which is a lot most of the time, if you get shot once you'll lose that bonus amp damage. And I absolutely fucking hate waiting for that shield to come back to give you that bonus amp damage. And I don't know about you guys, but I get shot the fuck up all the time in this game, and I suck. So for me, the Rough Rider is, for me, it's. But that doesn't mean I never use the bee. Like this, if you're going up against a boss like Terramorphous and you can hide behind that hide rock there, where you'll never get hit throughout the whole match, then I highly recommend using the bee for that kind of boss fight. If you know you're not gonna get hit or anything, you'll constantly have that bonus amp damage. But for me, I usually just stay on the Rough Rider. I just want to say that before I went showed you guys some of the damage output that this build can do. Alright, before we start doing the weapon damage, I know this video is starting to drag on a little bit, but I forgot to mention that all the Moxie, I'm going to be talking a little bit faster by the way, all the Moxie weapons restore a portion of your health. Some are like 5%, some are 10. I know the Ruby that she gives you is 12%. That's why I prefer the slow hand, the blast radius, and the healing. As you can see, I don't have as much health, but when I shoot this guy, my health is restoring. I just wanted to mention that real quick, but let's move on real quick to the Cobra. As you can see, I don't have the explosive relic on, so we'll switch to it. Wait for this guy to get unslagged. I'll probably just edit this part out. Alright, now that he isn't slagged anymore, shoot him in the chest a couple times, try to see some nice numbers. 415, let's do one in the head. 1548, 1548, reload. Now let's put the explosive relic back on. 541, 541, and 2 million. Nice. Alright, let's take it a well, actually, let me talk about why I like the Cobra, because it has a blast radius. Like when I'm sniping, I always miss and hit him in the chest, and as you can see, I just did 541. Now if I try the Hawkeye out and shoot him in the chest, it's only 109. Now it's sniping in the head, it's about the same damage if you get a critical, but in the chest it's not as much, so I prefer the Cobra over it just because of that extra damage. It's a lot more versatile in my opinion. But I won't be able to get the kill skill to activate, the onslaught skill to get that extra 30% gun damage, so we're going to be doing 30% less since I can't kill that target practice guy. But just to give you an idea of how much damage, 6,815. Oh, that is just beautiful, beautiful. I know somebody's saying like, oh, that's not that much, but for the Commando, it's, in my opinion, it's a lot. Like, I know the Assassin can do a shit ton, so can the Mechromancer, but still, that is just beautiful, 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 beautiful. Little unkempt Herald, just ridiculous. But alright, I'll get to the gameplay right now, and I think what I'll do is I'll show some of like a little bit of the beginning, and then show like some of the best moments at Pink Slaughterdome. Alright, see you in a second. Alright guys, here we are. I just want to show you guys I'm still using the same exact equipment and the same build. Like, there's no fucking smoke and mirrors, it's all legit. Let's get this going. See if we can get one of these max critical hits in the 7 millions. Alright, right up slag him. Damn, straight to the unkempt Herald. Just devastating. Those grave diggers usually give me a fucking serious headache. I hate those. Look at that weapon swap speed. All because we put that 1 point in expertise, utilizing that class mod. Ah, fucking love it. Check my baby out. We get this guy right in the dome. Oh, nice. Easy, easy. Nice. That slag is just a necessity now in this Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, in my opinion. Ooh, some Goliaths. Got this, slag him up. See if we can. As you can see, I am one of the best shots in the world. You usually don't see sniping this good. Oh, 6,815. Nice. Let's see what else we got here. Slag him up. God, it just tears him up. The Unkept Herald in the slag. Just, god damn. See if we can get some health real quick, even though we don't need it, just in case. Why not? Ah, just butter, just bread and butter. Oh, and these lunatic fucking maniacs. I hate these guys so much. But yeah, as you see, not a problem whatsoever. Let's get up out of here, see if we can find someone. Oh, that guy just popped right up in our face. Oh shit, his head is now a canoe. You have to go haul that shit out later. Chuck one out. Oh, nice, nice. Getting kind of cornered here. You just unload. Yeah, those grave diggers, if you don't slag them, they're a fucking pain in the ass to kill. See if we can, oh, there goes the, Abel's activating our health regeneration, and now since we just killed someone, we, activated the onslaught, so we get an extra 30% gun damage. See if, oh, there we go. 5,448, nice. It's 5.4 million damage. Not too bad, but not too great. We can get, let's see if we can get a little, let's see if we can get, extremely high damage with the sniper rifle. See if we can get in the 7 millions here in a second. Just gotta kill. 7,553k. That's 7.5 fucking million. That is fucking insane. I'm definitely gonna need a replay on that. Oh my god, that right there. I'm done. I'm done. That is perfect. That was it. Fuck pink up. But oh my god, that was amazing. Yo guys, that is it. Sorry about the really long video. Next time it'll be a lot shorter, maybe between 10 and 15 minutes, I'm guessing. And I think the next Borderlands 2 video I upload will probably be my master grenader. Holds 26 grenades and can replenish them like fairly decently. But yeah, I was thinking too, just to get like kind of good with the Borderlands 2 crew and everything. Maybe once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks, I could hand out maybe some pearlescents I find or legendaries or help you get them or whatever. But yeah, let me know. I always keep an open mind about everything. So like if you got some constructive criticism on how I can improve this build or just anything, you know, just drop a comment and I'll appreciate it.